Serious, intense, dangerous.
Multiple aftershocks have been reported
7.0
the initial earthquake that struck around 2 o'clock.
severe earthquake, California,
The governor of
UK
California is
24,
now meeting with
and USA.
emergency officials. These are the live images we're
intense,
getting right
man.
now from a helicopter just south of the
There's a lot of people hurt and injured in this situation.
Earlier, a tsunami warning was in place.
That is the most dangerous thing. California is down, guys. The Andreas fault has erupted.
That warning has now been cancelled. That tsunami
California is down, guys.
States, but nonetheless, the authorities there trying to assess the scale of any damage.
This is tense, man.
North America correspondent Peter Bose. And Peter, what
The Andreas fault has erupted, guys. There's not been aftershock after this. No joke.
It appears that it was just off the coast, but at a relatively
This is
shallow depth.
seriously hot stuff.
And that's significant that it was at a relatively shallow depth. The magnitude 7 is always significant. That is a potentially very large earthquake, but it does depend on the depth, and of course it depends on the location. This was offshore. It happened just over.
That's what they worry about tsunami wave. They cancelled now. It's live right now on the news channel.
Earthquakes and aftershocks since then.
Time's down there.
5.8.
Date today's the 5th of December 2024, evening time in the UK. Midday in America, 12 o'clock, there or there, part of America.
A large region of northern California. The closest, potentially most affected town is Ferndale, which is just to the north of Sacramento, the state capital of California. But as yet, we're not hearing of any reports of damages or at least significant.
Maybe they got lucky this time. Thank goodness for that.
Hurt by this earthquake. There was, as you say, a tsunami warning, and that doesn't always happen. But when a tsunami warning is issued, people are ordered to get away from the coastline, that they are potentially in danger. Mobile phone notifications went out to that effect. But as you say, just in the last few minutes, that tsunami warning, which was due to really take effect in just a few minutes' time, about 10 past this hour. But clearly, the risk has been assessed and determined that a tsunami warning isn't necessary, which I think is good news for everyone concerned, and it suggests that there may not be any lingering damage after this earthquake.
Yeah, quite clearly, Peter. We're looking at images right now. Two shots coming into us. One is on the beach there, Ocean Beach in San Francisco, and another, the helicopter just above the beach a little further to the north, we believe. But nonetheless, talk to me about the response from the emergency services here, because this is something that they are always prepared for. What are the processes that they will go through in terms of assessing whether there is any damage and what their response may be?
Well, this is a tried and tested response in California. I'm in Southern California at the moment. It happens quite frequently in this area, the Los Angeles area, but clearly San Francisco is one of those districts of California that is particularly prone to earthquakes. And so the emergency services have a tried and tested routine. Fire services go out immediately to look at important infrastructure areas like bridges, key buildings in the area to assess whether they can visually see any damage. And that will be happening right now. The governor, we know, has been meeting, that's Gavin Newsom, has been meeting with the emergency response officials that, again, gather extremely quickly in situations like this.
These tense times, guys.
Situation. And they will have been privy to the information.
I see the cracks on the road. It must be all right. They must be all right.
Tsunami warning being lifted, and again, is generally being interpreted as good news.
Peter, for now, thank you. I know you're going to stay right.
Well, I hope you like this video. This is Guy Simon Jones here from the news channel.
And it's worth saying, you can see the details on the screen, but a 7 magnitude earthquake that has been reported just off the coast of northern California. This coming to us from the US Geological Survey. A little earlier, a tsunami warning was issued. That tsunami warning affecting 4.7 million people along the coast of California.
That's crazy.
Been retracted. It certainly seems concerns about a tsunami caused by that earthquake. Those concerns now easing somewhat, but there will now be an assessment of any damage that's been caused, particularly as Peter was telling
There could be an aftershock in his earthquake, you never know.
In the area. There are reports of some residents in the area talking about significant movement. Some homes, they say, have been damaged in the area that they live, but we know that the epicenter was near Ferndale in California. That's just a small city to the county. So we don't really have any assessment at the moment of whether there is
Frightening
any
though at the same
significant
time.
damage. But nonetheless, we will speak to our teams
There you go.
more when we get it.
Well, he's Christ San Jones, worn by them and worn by me by everything.